case you didn't know, today is Social Media Day, and in this live we'll be covering all things social media in 2021 with someone that is normally behind the scenes. I'm your host Ashley M, and shortly I'll be joined with Alex Morrissey, Managing Director of Esirom Limited. So towards the end, we'll be having a Q&A session where we'll answer some questions from our viewers, so be sure to comment them below. We also have 2 giveaways. That's right, we're giving things away. The 2 giveaways are lined up and you don't want to miss them. And of course, we have to pick up the sponsors before we get started. I have to say a special thank you to Spaces Jamaica for the set design. You can buy these pieces and pieces like these at their store located in Kingston at Unit 10, Arden Emirates on Arden Road. Make sure to follow them on Instagram also at Spaces Jamaica. I mentioned that I have a guest with me, and my special guest is Alex Morrissey. He is a digital media maven who is at the helm of Jamaica's ongoing digital and tech revival. He is currently the managing director of Esirom Limited. Yes, the page you're watching this on right now. Esirom Limited is a full-service digital media agency managing and creating levels of content for some of the largest brands within the Caribbean. That's right, Caribbean, the thing regional. Founded in 2015, the company currently boasts a wide client list both locally and regionally, of which majority are some of the largest brands across the Caribbean. Seprod, Sofligen, Surge, Betty, Victoria Mutual, Guinness, Smirnoff, Grab and Go, among others. On his path, he has managed to amass numerous awards and gain further accolades. In 2012, he won the Jamaica Observer's Mogul in the Making competition, was named the Caribbean Outlier from the Arthur Lock Jack Graduate School of Business, and was the youngest recipient of the Private Sector Organization of Jamaica's 50 Under 50 Top Business Leaders Award. The young mogul, Alex, has also gained recognition and won the Global Entrepreneur of the Year at the International Business and Academic Excellence Awards in 2019, the Entrepreneur of the Year from Jamaica Chamber of Commerce in 2018, the Caribbean Advertising Federation's American Advertising Awards Silver Award for Consumer Website in 2020. So guys, let's get right into it. It sounds like we're hearing from an actual expert with all of those awards, prizes, recognition. My word, Alex Morrissey. Hey. Nice to have you with me.
Great to be here.
Great. All right. So for those who have joined us, right, and they're not too familiar with World Social Media Day, give us a little overview of what that's about.
Okay, so it's been happening for the last 11 years. It was started by Mashable. And basically it's just a day to celebrate, just like all the other days that we have, but specifically social media, because social media originally started by trying to connect people together. So we kind of want to celebrate the connecting.
Okay, cool. So of course, last year, the pandemic caused a lot of businesses to shift, right? So how has Esirom, or what has Esirom adapted, to keep on top of this?
Live streaming.
Live streaming.
That's definitely been like the replacement for events for us.
Okay, so changing to a virtual event, was that anything difficult for you guys to adjust to?
Absolutely, we needed to get the right equipment. So a lot of what we did pre-pandemic, I guess, was to go to events, cover them, photography, videography.
Yes.
Similar to live streaming, but different because, we got to go back to the office, edit that content, and then put it out.
Yes.
With live streaming, as you know, it's like whatever happens, happens. Very little room for error, unless you do pre-recorded live streams, which has also been another trend that we're seeing. A lot of our clients are asking, let's shoot it, let's record it, edit it, get it right, and put it out.
Okay. All right, so a lot of brands are tending to shift to live streaming, just like Esirom did, but what are some of the mistakes that brands may make with social media marketing?
Social media, everything. If we're gonna just talk about like 3 things, then I would say sometimes the brands create content for themselves, meaning like if I'm a brand manager, I create content I want to see and not necessarily what the consumer, the customer is supposed to see. So I would say that's the first mistake. Second mistake would be overposting. So in the past, we've had brands that want to post 60 times for the month.
Okay.
And they believe that that's going to make more people see their content when in fact it doesn't. And then I would say the third mistake is not boosting or running ad campaigns on those posts that we're making.
Okay, cool. So to your second point about overposting, what exactly would you recommend to a brand?
Well, global standards, outside of Jamaica,
Yes.
most of the brands, they post 4 times a month.
4 times?
Yeah.
And how efficient is that?
Pretty efficient because they spend a lot of money behind those 4 posts. So they get their engagement, they get their awareness. And they get time to develop the content.
Yes, nice.
I think that's one of the biggest problems that we have, or almost all the agencies have, is creating the content in a time frame that's just unrealistic. So we're putting out, 15 pieces of content for the month, and we have to shoot it, edit it, get it approved. It's a lot of time, and it's hard to do it in a few weeks.
Last week, you were a panelist on a Flow Business webinar, and the topic was Digital Marketing 101.
Right.
So if the viewers missed it, give us a little overview of what that was about.
All right, so what viewers might have missed are just some key points. Because social media, it may seem like a task, a challenge. It is, but you shouldn't be discouraged from trying and starting out. So what we would advise anyone who wants to put their brand on social media is take the first step, create the account. Then you'll be a little bit more motivated. I know a lot of people that have businesses and they always are trying to wait for the perfect moment. There's not going to be a perfect moment. Social media changes on a day-to-day basis. So you just kind of have to put yourself out there. Creating content, that's another concern for somebody who's trying to start their business. They're trying to make sales. They feel like, I don't really have time to create content. Well, if you have a phone, you have an internet connection, just start there. So use the tools that you have. A lot of tools are free and they're available. They're out there. So just use what you have.
All right, cool. Thank you, Alex. And remember, guys, if you have any questions, remember to leave them in the chat. Just comment them. We're going to have Alex answer them. You don't want to waste this opportunity. Watching tonight, we may have students and university graduates aspiring to be digital marketers. For the first giveaway, Esirom will be covering the cost of a Facebook Blueprint certification in digital marketing. So, how do you win? All you have to do is visit Esirom's company page on LinkedIn, look for this giveaway post, reshare to your profile, and tell us why you'd like to win. The deadline to enter is Saturday, July 3rd, and the winner will be contacted through LinkedIn. Okay, so we are ready for the Q&A session, and I see a few questions coming from the chat. All right, this one is a nice one. This one's interesting. So what is your opinion on brands transitioning to TikTok?
TikTok? I don't think we're there yet.
You don't think we're there?
No, not in Jamaica. The international brands, they can pull it off. I don't think we're quite ready for TikTok, but I still would encourage brands to test it out.
Test it, okay.
See if it works for you.
What do you think would make a brand ready for TikTok?
Well, they're gonna want results. So that's the biggest challenge right now. Just the ability to advertise on the platform and get to more persons. From what my team tells me, it seems like it's one of those platforms that it's easy to get views and followers. I have not used TikTok. I just signed up for it today. Because Social Media Day is all about trying new things. So I said, all right, let me try TikTok.
Okay, all right, cool. So let me see if we have any more questions. How do you choose the right influencer for the brands you work with?
Yeah, that's a tricky one. With the brands that we work with, or it seems like everyone works with, the same names are always called.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's a little bit of a problem trying to get the clients to see people outside of that. But we try to push micro influencers, so persons that don't have like such a large following that it may get lost in the hundreds of other pieces of content they post, and people that are authentic. So if we use Supergen, then we're gonna look for people who are already posting Supplegen and drinking Supplegen.
Got you.
So it's more authentic to the people that are looking at the content.
Okay, all right, cool. Remember, guys, if you have any opinions on what Alex has to say, he has a lot of awards and recognition, but you might have an opposing opinion to what he has to say, right?
Tell
so just
me.
leave those in the chat. Here is another question. Do you have any advice for a university student looking to work at a digital agency like Esirom? What kind of content do you find is most effective for digital marketing?
All right. So if you want to work at an agency, what I would say is don't think that you're coming out of school knowing everything. From what I have observed, there's very little that they train you at school for when it comes to an agency.
Yes.
So it's good if you're on your own, you want to try something, but to work in an environment with other people and collaborate, it's a lot of teamwork. So I would say make sure you have the ability to work on a team.
Yes.
And not just, on your own. Also, do a lot of research on your own.
Yeah.
Everything is online. Almost everything is free.
Yes.
So level up. Get some skills before you come into the agency so that you show value. Because that's what we are looking for. We're looking for people who have a good attitude. Out of school is fine. Some work experience is okay. You don't have to have it.
Yeah.
But as long as you have the will to learn and to work on a team, then you can make it.
Nice. Okay. So what digital marketing platforms and softwares do you suggest small businesses use when creating campaigns?
I would say look for anything that's free to start
Anything
with.
free?
Anything free. There's so many out there because some people can't afford Photoshop. And also it might be a little bit difficult to get Photoshop from Jamaica. So there's GIMP. It's free. It's similar to Photoshop. It has the same tools. Try that. Borrow somebody's computer who has it. Just use what you have.
Yeah.
Use a network.
Yeah.
There's a Twitter community online. Sometimes they're helpful, sometimes not. But if you tweet out, somebody's going to respond to you. And hopefully they give you good advice to maybe, find some software that you need to use.
Nice.
But like I said, most of the tools that you can find are free. Even something as like you want to remove a background from an image.
Yes.
There are free websites out there you can just upload and it cuts it out for you. Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right. Another question is, what is your favorite social media platform for personal use and for professional use, and why?
Personal use.
Personal use.
All right. So anyone who knows me knows I do not like to use social media for personal use. Specifically WhatsApp. I do not use WhatsApp. I came off WhatsApp years ago.
You came off it.
It's the best decision I've ever made. Yeah, never going back.
Okay.
So personal use, I'm logged into all of these accounts every day. I don't really have time to update my own personal account. If I was to choose one, I would say Instagram. Okay. Right? I like to take pictures and edit them and post them. But I haven't done that in a while. I've just kind of privated the account, removed all my photos, and
have become a ghost.
Professional wise, though, I would say it depends on your brand and the service that you're offering. So if it is that you do have a product that you can showcase and make it look good, then Instagram is where you want to be.
Yes.
If you want awareness as well, that's the platform. For Facebook, a lot of people always tell me, like, why are you still on Facebook? Why do people use Facebook? Facebook is still the most powerful platform in Jamaica. And it's underrated, unfortunately. But it's the most powerful. It has all the tools for everything. You want to integrate your website, chat, it's all on Facebook. I would say LinkedIn for business owners. If you want to do business sales kind of thing, LinkedIn is kind of where you want to be. Those are the professionals, the people that are more serious. They don't really want to see a lot of pretty things, They want articles that make sense and that are going to help them level up as well. So, and TikTok for fun.
TikTok for the vibes.
For the vibes, yeah. Finding good stuff. Actually, Pinterest as well. I recently discovered, for personal use,
Pinterest for personal use.
For personal use, because we've been kind of redesigning our office space and needed some inspiration. I was using Google Images before, and someone said, "Hey, use Pinterest."
And I feel like Pinterest is very good for like setups like this as well. You get some really nice inspiration.
Yeah. It really surprised me because I always grouped Pinterest as like, oh, this is only for girls. So
oh no.
I'm not gonna use it, but even like for our sets, when we just put in like production, it shows a lot of different setups.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's been useful.
Yeah, and Spaces Jamaica might just have something from your Pinterest board.
Right.
All right, so another question coming from the chat is, what's the first rule of social media marketing?
First rule would be know what you want to do. I mean, it's as simple as it gets, because a lot of people, they want to be in the space and they have no idea what they want to accomplish from it. So I would definitely say figure out what it is that you want to do on social media before you start to do it.
Okay, cool. Ooh, this is a nice question. What led you to this industry? So we've heard you speak about, all these social media fandangles, fanciness, nice, but what led you here? What brought you here?
Right, I would tell people it's book ups. It really is.
It can't just be book ups.
All right, I'll give you the story behind it, but it was never like a plan.
Okay.
So I'll just start there. Actually, I have my degree in industrial design. Okay. So I really wanted to work at Nokia, creating the next cell phone. Okay. And then we know what happened to Nokia.
So then it was 3310.
Right. So then it was Motorola.
Right.
And then that kind of, went through. Then it was BlackBerry. I actually got an internship at BlackBerry.
Nice.
In Singapore. I did not go.
Okay.
I went to Singapore, but I didn't do the internship because I came back to Jamaica after I graduated. And then I started to work at a web agency. And from working there, I started to work on my own website, which was actually a college project, which was Jamaican music. And a year after working at the agency, I really wanted to make a shift and kind of make the music website like a job.
Okay.
Had no idea how I was going to do that. But all I knew is that there are a lot of people visiting the website and maybe there's a way I could monetize this.
Yes.
So I quit.
Okay.
And I did nothing for 6 months because I could not figure out what to do. And there was like a moment I was watching TV at 3 o'clock in the morning. It was CSI Miami, actually.
Okay.
And then I was just like, it just clicked. Everything just clicked and I was just like, okay, I know what I need to do. So I need to create something on the website that would make it different from the other music websites out there. So basically I built a virtual DJ that worked online.
Nice.
Yeah, so it was the first virtual DJ online. So you didn't have to download anything. And the best part is all the music that you wanted to mix was already in the app.
Okay.
So you had 10,000 songs that you could choose from.
Nice.
Yeah. So then the strategy moving forward was just, okay, you just have to keep adding new things to keep people's interest. And that's what I did.
Nice. So does this website still exist?
It does. We're actually launching an app.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's almost ready. It should be coming out for July 1. It probably won't. But it should be.
It should be.
Yeah, I wanted to kind of put it out for International Reggae Day.
Okay.
Yeah, we have a lot of competition in the space now. We're late to that game.
Yeah.
But it's going to be different because it's only Jamaican music in there. And it's categorized in so many different ways. So
nice.
If you remember a rhythm from like a couple of years ago, you can put in the rhythm name. So it's very user friendly.
Okay,
but
cool.
From music, basically, we're approached by Digicel to have like a friendly competition, which was not so friendly, but it was good. It was a good competition.
It was good. Okay.
Yeah. Basically, there was an article that came out to say they had the most fans in the Caribbean, and then somebody wrote a follow-up article saying, hey, no, there's actually this website and they have more fans than you, so check them.
Yeah.
So then Digicel said, okay, we're gonna see how long it's gonna take for us to have the most in the Caribbean, and we kind of put a date to it. We said like 30 days, and then it started. And I was like, okay, they have a team, whole marketing team. I have me.
Yeah, you.
What do I do? And I saw that they were giving away a lot of credit to get people to like their page.
Yeah.
So I said, okay, let me buy some credit too. Let me add some flow credit as well, kind of mix it up. So the numbers were going up, but then it kind of plateaued, like, you know. So I said, okay, I need to launch something on the Facebook page. So I created a game, and it was called Songwriter. So you picked a artist, it had a little cartoon, and then the song started to play, the lyrics started to fall, and you had to kind of use the artist to catch the lyrics, or the song would skip. Yeah. So that's it. That's all I needed to do. We got to 1 million fans in less than 30 days.
Wow.
Digital we're still at 500,000. Yeah. 15 more days later, 1.5, and then it went up to like 3 million.
Okay.
So we still have that database that we use. We're actually using it now for some other promotions, music related. But yeah, so that segued into Digital giving me a job to consult for them, to create a couple more apps for them.
Nice.
And then got our first client. So it wasn't until like it got to the accounting stage, creating invoices, where they said, hey, why are we paying a music website to do marketing? And then somebody said, go register your business or something else. So that's the story.
That's that with that.
Yeah.
That's how that happened.
See, buck-ups.
It's a very long book of story. All right, back to the chat with your questions. Remember, guys, if you have any opinions, if you found the story, like this book up's story interesting, let us know in the chat. You know, send up your emojis. What do you look for in a digital campaign?
A very clear objective.
A
budget. Yeah. I think people need to understand that even though the platforms are free to use, they're not free to advertise on. Facebook and Instagram, they've really changed their algorithm over the years because they need to make money.
Yes.
So we need a budget based on how big you want this campaign. So, you know, a lot of brands have massive ideas, and sometimes, unfortunately, we don't have the budget to execute it the way they want. But when it's done, they see the results, and the next time they're like, okay, we can, yeah. But you need to have an objective. So do you want more sales? Do you just want awareness? What is it so that we can better plan this campaign for you?
Okay. All right, cool. Okay. Is there any advice for those who want to start their own marketing agency?
Yeah, good luck.
That's not really advice. Come on, it's one line of advice.
One line of?
Yeah.
I will be honest and say this is probably the hardest thing I've ever done.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So be prepared for a lot of hard days. But if you really want to do it, then I would just say don't give up.
Okay.
Because at the end of the day, it's not impossible. I mean, I just showed you the buck-up stories.
Buck-ups.
It's not impossible. You just have to have a plan and change the plan as things go, you know, because you can't just be like rigid and say, oh, I just want to do a social media agency. That's how we started. And then it evolved into, you know, we do video and production and motion graphics. So you have to be able to adapt with what the market wants. And I've known a lot of people that started businesses and they gave up because what they wanted their business to do, nobody wanted to buy into that.
Yeah.
So if you can just, you know, change, you know, have a lot of patience, you're going to deal with a lot of people. Some of them you're going to like, some of them
not so much.
Not so much. Your team, you have to keep them motivated to try different things. Some people on your team, they'll be here today, they're going to be gone tomorrow. You just have to kind of move on. So the next thing I would say is partnerships.
Yes.
Right? We've had people at the agency and they want to do their own business. Sure. You know, find a way how you can help them because you're already established.
Yeah.
And you never know, 10 years down the line, maybe they have a bigger agency than you and they're like funding their work to you. So keep that an open mind. I always tell my team, like, we don't really have competition. Not because we're the best, just because we're looking for partners.
Yeah.
So there might be other agencies that do the same thing as us. There's enough work out there.
That's true.
You know? So keep an open mind.
True. Okay. All right. And is this looking like the final question, team? Final question, team. Okay, great. As the director of a digital marketing agency, what is your vision for the future?
Wow. For the future.
For the future.
That's far away. Well, I make a plan every year and I evaluate it and change it. But I would say just to continue growing, but also to keep that creative space for the team. I always tell people like, no day is the same for me, and I hope that's the same for them.
Yes.
So that they don't get bored. But I think having that space is kind of what people need. There are a lot of boring jobs out there. This should not be one.
Okay.
I want to keep growing, so we want to keep developing our business in Asia and Jamaica, if possible. But yeah, keep growing and into different areas as well. I want to start so many different divisions. I'm told like we don't have the space. We can't do it yet. Just hold on. But I really believe that things will manifest. So just make the plan and it will find a way to work out.
Nice. Okay. So I think that definitely concludes our Q&A session. Alex, amazing information. Loved it. I'm sure the viewers had a great time as well. Guys, let us know what you thought about, Alex's responses. If you have any opposing opinions, leave those in the chat. Yeah. So we're on to giveaway number 2. Right? There are many entrepreneurs and small business owners out there relying heavily on social media to market and sell their products. For the last giveaway, one lucky business owner will get the chance to win a 1-hour, one-on-one digital strategy session with none other than Alex Morrissey, the Managing Director of Esirom Limited, where you will get the opportunity to learn how to maximize your business's potential online. So, how do you win? All you have to do is look for this giveaway post on Esirom's Instagram or Facebook, tag your business, and tell us why you should win. Deadline to enter is Saturday, July 3rd, and the winner will be contacted through their business page. Before we close, I want to take the time to shout out the space we are in, Esirom Studio. You can head over to Esirom Studio on Instagram if you're interested in booking this space. So guys, thank you so much for joining us on this live. I'm your host, Ashley M. And of course, because it's World Social Media Day, you can follow me on Instagram at Wheel of Ash M. And Alex, any social media pages you want to plug?
Just Esirom.
Just Esirom. All right, guys, remember World Social Media Day. Stay connected and stay safe. Bye.